Yo, it's your gearhead, Mr. Logic himself, yo. Allow me to introduce matter of fact, if it's your first time, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. My apologies, yo. We've been basically talking. Let me introduce my lovely co-host.
Hey, you guys, it's Nate. How you guys doing? Good? I'm good. Good. Oh,
damn it. I
Excuse
thought it was
you.
going to be longer. Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Sir Zaniel. You already know what it is.
All right, and as you already know,
Okay.
this is one thing for sure, two things for certain, yo.
Baby, let's go. Let's get into it. So, as we were saying before,
Wait. We know
fucking
we got
bitches, man.
Fuck it. Don't get them. Don't get mama. But as we follow tradition, let's start with you, love. How was your day? Matter of fact, how was your week so far?
What happened? Oh my god, let me tell you guys what happened at school yesterday. My phone? This? Yeah, you can do that. Anyways, let me tell you guys what happened at school yesterday. So I'm at FIU and I'm studying before class starts. And this guy, he comes up to me, he has a clipboard, he's like going around getting people to sign petitions and stuff. And so I'm like, okay, cool, I'll sign this petition. As I finish writing in my information, I have to write in my name, my date of birth, signature, all that stuff. As I finish writing everything and hand it to him, he looks at my date of birth and he goes, "You were born in 1998?" And I'm like, "Yes."
You were born in 1998?
I was like, "Oh my god."
man, after he asked that, you should
yeah.
have sent his ass on his way. Did he hit on you?
No. So
Was he making fun of how young you were?
I think it was more so like because I think he might have been younger than I was. And he's like, "How old are you?" And I'm like, 24. And he took a step back. He looked at me up and down, and he was a little like shocked but flustered and like, "Oh no." And he tried playing it off with, "No, you look great." And I'm like, "I know, I laughed it off. Thank you." And then he just like, whatever, just like walked away. And I'm like,
What? You know what he did? You know what he did? He cemented himself in your reality. You won't forget that nigga. Got your ass.
I won't forget it. You want to know why? Because this is the first time that an early 2000s baby is being like, "Oh my god, you were born in the 90s?" And I'm like, I feel old.
You got your ass. Gen Z struck.
Gotcha.
We got him.
Who's that, Drusky?
The guy with
Drusky, right?
His hairline is so crazy.
So,
what do you mean by that?
Like when you talk about, damn, you were born in 1998.
Yeah, so was I.
Both of you guys. The reason why I say it like that, right? I understand you guys are young adults. I'm not gonna disrespect.
24.
I'm not gonna.
No, in December.
I'm not gonna basically come for y'all head and basically talk about you as youngin.
Yeah.
And I do owe you an apology because I kept cutting you off last show, so I do want to apologize for that.
Apology accepted.
Fine.
I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it. Sometimes I get all up in the mix. But when I hear 1998, right, it's almost like it's a reality check for a lot of older cats. You know what I'm saying? Because imagine you were born in 1998. When you guys were born, yeah, I was playing fucking N64 Mario Kart. You know what I'm saying? 7th grade. Like, that's crazy to me.
You were in the 7th grade in 1998?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like, damn, bro. It's like when I had a coworker tell me, "Jay, you think you're old?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "No. You know you're old when your coworkers are young enough to be your fucking children." And she said it verbatim like that. I'm like, damn. That will mess me up. Like, even now I have coworkers where I'm like, damn, I've been working here longer than you've been alive, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like that's definitely
crazy feeling.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's like you're not old, but then it's like, wow, you feel old.
Yeah, and I appreciate it because the truth be told, Joe, like life is precious. So that being said, I just wanted to touch base on that. How about you, Ben? How was your week so far?
I had the
shits.
Yeah, I had a stomach flu actually. I was feeling real bad. Something up with my stomach. Couldn't sleep.
The poopies.
It wasn't actually it wasn't pooping. I didn't have poop problems. Just my stomach. I just felt real queasy, real sick and queasy. And I also lost my job. Yeah.
I thought, hey, you know what? I thought we want to talk about that. So since you wanted to bring that up and put your Kool-Aid out there and shit, you feel me? Why don't you go into that topic and tell us what the fuck happened, cuz?
So I clocked in.
You didn't lost your job. You got fired.
Yeah, I lost my job.
You can't say you lost your job.
Okay, I got fired.
That's better.
Okay. I got kicked. I got canned. So yeah, I remember I clocked in and my credentials weren't working. And I was like, hey, my credentials aren't working. They're like, don't worry about it. We gotta talk to you. And then
I'm sorry. Did they just like fire you in the system and
They
not
gave
tell
him the
you
sun.
before?
The
Yeah.
sun talk like,
No way.
hey, about that.
No, yeah,
don't worry
that-
about clocking.
like,
Come over
honestly,
this way.
No, because I clocked in. That was so cringe. Like they literally, instead of having me clock in for the day, they
Mm.
literally could have messaged me in the morning or called me or something and say, hey, look, you know, we're letting you go. We're separating from you. You know, but I clocked in. I was in for an hour. Doing my job, mind you, that I was fired from for an hour before they called me and said, hey, look, don't even finish your shift, bud. Get out of here.
I'll be real with you. Like if God forbid, thankful, I got a source of income, but they let me work a full shift, and then they hit me with like, yeah, we're not gonna need your services. I'm like, no.
I mean, but you're still getting paid for that day. So
I
it's
don't.
still more hours.
that. Nigga,
It's just the
fuck
fact
that.
that you
knew.
mind you, the job title I have, I work very hard.
Yeah.
So it's like, nah. I would
I get
honestly
you, I get
close
you.
the door, lock the door. I don't creep them out. I'm like, nah, where you think you going?
I'm gonna fuck you in the butt.
Nah, I ain't say all that.
I'm
Ain't
saying
never-
that. No, so
that's
yeah,
why
like,
you work remote.
They
because
told
people
me
like you.
They told me what they told me, and bro, like honestly, I wasn't even like, oh no, please, like, bro, that job was overnight, and to some people, because my job was easy, I did nothing for most of it, and it's to some people that's the dream, working
Mm.
overnight. This is a phone based job. If you're working overnight, you only get like 2 to 3 phone calls a night that last like 5 to 10 minutes a piece. Dream job, right?
So what you wearing? I'm sorry. How may I help
My
troubleshoot you? Like,
fucking dick is out right now. What do
Can
you
you
want me to
imagine?
do with it?
Take your mic away. What the fuck was that?
So,
No.
So yeah, what's good, Ian?
Yo.
What's good, Ian? So yeah, they're like, the job was overnight, so it was from 7 p.m. to 3 in the morning,
graveyard.
right? It's literally the graveyard shift. And brother, like, you know what? I don't blame them for firing me because nigga, for the first 2 months of the
Disclaimer.
job,
Just keep in mind.
disclaimer.
Be careful what you say next, just in, for future job preferences
Oh,
and shit like
yeah.
No,
that. Just
I'm
watch
a keep it G
yourself.
money. I'm not going to take any more overnight jobs.
Listen,
I made that mistake myself.
David Chappelle. What happens when you keep it real?
Or
Remember that
what
segment?
goes when keeping it real goes wrong. So,
Continue.
I made the mistake of taking an overnight job. My efficiency severely lacking once past midnight.
You weren't happy.
Yeah, I wasn't past midnight. I know for a fact that I wasn't working to the best of my ability. And I knew it was only a matter of time before I quit or they fired me.
That makes sense.
So I just kept doing my job the best that I could until
Would you call it quiet quitting?
quiet quitting doesn't exist.
Well,
What?
understand.
But is
Well,
it
the
quiet-
terms that,
Listen.
well, if I may break, like the terms of quiet quitting that I understand
Yeah.
that I read up on is when a person does the bare minimum, essentially what they're paid to do, nothing more, nothing less, till they can find something better.
So-
That's the definition.
So,
of
so
quiet
listen to
quitting.
what you're saying. When someone is doing what they're paid to do
to a minimum.
until they find another job, that is
Mhm.
not quiet quitting. That is what
That's the definition
No,
of
but
it.
listen,
I'm not
hey,
making this shit up.
these corporations, these fucking boomers, and the legacy media.
Don't call them boomers
Okay.
What are they then? Boomer.
because we're not.
It doesn't matter. We're not boomers. I was talking about you, boomer. Anywho,
Okay, look.
Fact
When you're
checking.
not outright quitting your job, but you're quitting the idea of going above and beyond. Oh, that's a
See?
good.
No,
That's
no,
a good way of
no,
putting
listen.
it. Quitting the idea of going above and
but here,
beyond.
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Mm.
Quiet quitting does not exist. It's literally just doing your job until you find something else to do.
A softer
The-
approach than outright leaving a job.
This is because what companies will always do is take advantage of you if they can.
Yeah.
I let go of the idea because if that's the definition of quiet quitting, I've been quiet quitting all my fucking life. You know what I'm saying?
Well, shout outs to my VP saga. as he explained it, right?
Yeah.
We're just a number. At the end of the day, we're just a number. But the idea of quiet quit, I'm not against you because I just recently heard about it. I think it's stupid personally, but evidently, depending on what type of job you have, it's like when an individual's like, yo, I'm trying to get paid more. And they wanted to, make an argument. I was like, so number one, in my opinion, you don't ask. You have to sell yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you just can't be like, oh, I'll get paid. When you're doing what you're supposed to do, that's your job. Going over and beyond is like jumping on code one, spacey handling. That's where you sell yourself. It's like, look, I'm making myself available outside my job title to show you that I have value. Quiet quitting is like, yo, I ain't going to do that shit because I understand no matter how far I push myself, you're not going to respect me. I'm just basically.
The way I see it is, and that's fair. The way I see it is like, yo, I'm getting paid to do this. I'm going to do this. Like, here's the thing. If I am asked to do this, I will do it, but I will not seek it out to do, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And
so
in the perfect situation, when I was working at Best Buy, I had some of the best bosses at Best Buy. They were like some of the coolest people.
Why don't you name them?
My boy Vic.
My boy
shout
out to Vic. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Yandi.
Yandi, hey, congratulations on your baby. I hope everything's going well. Can't wait for you to return, cuz.
Shout out to Victor and Yandi. When I was working at that Best Buy over there, they were cool dudes. They made me want to go above and beyond because they knew how to be leaders, right? Okay. Now it's one thing, that's one thing, but if it's expected to go above and beyond and you won't be compensated for, your effort, what is the point?
So
right?
When you say compensated, right? So this is where you say boomers.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree with you, but would you see,
bro, the reason why I say boomers is literally it is the old people that coined this term quiet quitting. They are the ones that created it because they don't like the idea that young people don't want to but they don't want to give up their entire lives.
They don't want to end up like the parents.
They don't want to give up their entire lives to a company that as soon as they leave, they're replaced just as quickly as they leave. Or if they were the fucking drop dead, they're replaced quickly as they got put on. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing the job that you were signed on to do. If you want to go above and beyond, that's perfectly fine. But I don't believe that it should be expected out of your employees unless they're incentivized to do so. Okay. If you're just doing it for a pat on the back, fuck out of here, dude. Well, that is literally
unless you're doing it for like selfish reasons, I guess you can say, because like
it should always be for selfish reasons.
When you say selfish reasons,
in terms
this
of
is
like,
your livelihood.
No, I mean, so if I'm going above and beyond for a job and I know I'm not going to get compensated for it or a pat on the back or whatever, the only way I would ever dare to go above and beyond in that situation is if I know that if I go above and beyond and the skill set that I learned will be valuable for the future. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to have to, what's the term?
I mean,
my brain
fart.
I know what you mean. That's a good way to look at it.
But honestly, I hear you guys.
But that's like one in a million.
The only way that I would go above and beyond for no monetary compensation is, again, if the people who I'm working under give me the feeling that like, damn, this guy is so fucking great. I want him to look good.
But
bro.
okay, so you want to be praised.
Not even praise.
But praise is the term, not praise like, oh my God, you're great, but like praise for the dedication you put in. And when I hear you guys talk like that, right, I get, and I'm probably going to catch a lot of slack for this, but I don't give a shit. We don't walk on eggshells for nobody. When I hear your mindset, guys, when you talk about work, me at the age of 36, I understand, yes, I could be replaced. Yes, I'm just a number. But the reason why I stand and deliver and I basically exert myself to a point where I'm put, because it's a work of my craft. It's a representation of who I am. Now, the truth is the company just happens to benefit off of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Growing up is like, yo, if you're going to do one thing, make sure you do it the right way. No shortcuts. If you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all. So when I hear you guys talk like that, it kind of fucks me up because not gonna call you guys emotional, but don't take it to the heart. It's just part of the game.
No, that's
you
the
get what I'm
thing.
saying? But
We're
when I
not
say
taking it to the heart.
but-
That's why we don't.
well, that's
You know
why
what
I
I'm saying?
say don't take it to the heart, because you're on that fence and defense. The world's gonna be the world and everybody in it. But when it comes to your work, I've always, at least for me, this is my opinion. Let me know if you guys agree. You want to stand out.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know what. Yeah, they may not give a fuck about me, but the work I put in, I understand my time is valuable. And because I know my time is valuable, I'm going to push myself and be the best version of what it is that I do. Because after I do that in workplace, I take that home with me.
Yeah.
And when I see that you have the mindset, it's like, yo, I already know I'm a number and they'll replace me with the quickness. That's anywhere. Unless, even if you're working for yourself, let's be real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I hear your generation talk about it, it kind of fucks me up, because it's like, yo, dude, that's the one little thing you have. Use it to your best capabilities. You know, I have a homeboy who works a corporate job, and I was like, yo, dog, like, how the fuck do you wear suits all day? He's like, I just do it. I'm like, so what's up with your socks? He wears goofy socks.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, because we're dead inside, so this is the only way we could express
feel that.
ourselves.
No,
And I feel that because you work at, you work
At a
as a
bank.
teller. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But let me tell you, I agree with you, because what you do, that's like your career. Like that's what you love to do. With some of the people in my generation and our generation,
Mhm.
we're not working jobs that we like or that we'll tolerate, but it's not like, it's different.
But
You
why
know,
not try to be the
because-
best? Like when you say that, and I'm
Okay,
sorry to cut
okay.
you off.
No,
but
yeah.
why not? And I'm just curious, like, why
Let me
not
answer that.
try to be the best that you can be, even though fuck the company. This is you. This is a representation of you.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So why wouldn't you try to be the best version of yourself just for your own satisfaction? Do you not care?
Okay. No,
Like,
okay.
You understand where I'm coming? Like, I'm not trying to.
Why would a kid my age go above and beyond working at, let's say, Target or Best Buy if they're studying to become a lawyer or a doctor? What skill set could they possibly obtain? And don't say like, oh, talking with people and stuff like that. No, because like they can easily find a great internship in their field and learn their specific skill set. So that is understandable if it just doesn't apply, which I see a lot of people. It's like you go into retail or customer service and like you hate it and you're like, oh, these kids nowadays don't have a good work ethic. And it's like, rah, rah, rah. And it's like,
Well, they're tired.
okay, break it down. What do they want to do as a career? Like, even if their answer is, oh, like I'm family based, I want to be more stay at home. Okay, like that's great, good for you. Or if the answer is, oh, I see myself in a career, but the job I'm working at now, like, where is that gonna get me? You know what I mean? In my case, I do like, I tolerate my job, but I also like it.
So you're not miserable.
I'm
you're
not miserable. I don't, obviously working in customer service can be very tedious and difficult sometimes. They're grading, people talk down on you and stuff like that.
I would. Hold on, let's see.
So
I work at a place you don't want to work at. Ray, why are you asking that question?
So
why are you asking that question, Ray?
But before you answer this, I want to really get your impact. Okay, so I heard what you said. Right, and I get that. Now, your career, again, it's, to me, in my opinion, it's self-discipline.
Right.
And when you guys know the situation with the younger cat that I was dealing with, you know what I'm saying? Not having that self-discipline, that's a representation of your character. So when an older gentleman like myself hears you guys talk like that, do you not give a fuck about your character? Say you're going to become a lawyer, right? But you're working this job. Wouldn't you still want to be the best version of yourself? Because I look at it as a relationship, right? When you're in a relationship, why do you push hard? Why do you fight for it? Because it matters to you, right? It means something to you. Your time is limited. We're oblivious to the time that we're given. So because we're oblivious to the time we're given, why wouldn't you basically make the best of it to your capabilities in order to build yourself up? Because if that mindset is how you are, you know damn well with that mindset, if you went into a relationship with that mindset, it's a ticking time bomb.
So
because you're not willing to, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, I just want to finish it. You're not willing to put in that time. Again, I'm not against you guys. I understand that mindset, but it's the flaws of your character that comes out, because when I see that, especially as a person who has my own business, as we do this podcast, when I hear that, it strikes an alarming, because it's like, okay, shit. If you don't see the value in yourself, that's an issue. Because that's really what it is. Value yourself. Yeah, it could be a fucking McDonald's job. It could be, I'm not telling you to put on your back and fucking bend over and get fucked by sand or, glass. But this is you. This is a representation of you.
Oh, wait, you say something.
Yeah. So first, Mr. What's It Tuya said, just because something is a means to an end doesn't mean you should give minimal effort. I agree. I agree that even if you don't like something, you shouldn't give minimal effort. But I will say this. I don't blame the people who want to leave their jobs for doing exactly what they were put on to do and then find another job. I don't think that's a wrong thing. I will say this for me personally. If I am doing something, I will try to do it to the best of my ability until I can't anymore. And that was the instance with this job. I recognized that I wasn't going to be able to deliver in the way that would be required of an exceptional employee. I recognize that in myself and continue to do the best I can until eventually, right? I already knew it was coming. I knew I was going to get fired, but it wasn't like I was just going to shit the bed. What
for you now that you said that?
Yeah.
So double back. And this is not to pull your cards, but you just said you do your job to your best capabilities, right?
Yeah.
If that's the case, it kind of contradicts what you're saying, because you're saying you're going to do your job, what you're required to do.
Yeah.
But technically, you're not doing your job to your best capabilities unless you're actually exerting yourself to push yourself to be a better version. So that's where it kind of fucks me up.
No, I think your understanding. I think your understanding of that is flawed. Actually, I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
That's why I'm asking you.
Because I already said that the best of my abilities wasn't what, like I said, it wasn't what was expected of an exceptional employee, right? And that's something that I had to accept in myself. And that's why I knew I was going to get canned. I'm trying my best, but my best wasn't good enough to remain a part of the company, if that makes sense.
So what you're saying is you and your comfort in the sense of like you were doing it to your best, but it wasn't up to the company standards.
Yeah.
And you were okay with that because you felt that you gave it your all.
Yeah.
And if it's not good enough, it is what it is. No hard feelings. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because that's the truth. If you're trying your best, it doesn't work out, what more can you say? I should have pushed harder. You were pushing hard. Wasn't good enough. Then you have to move on from that. Now, hold on. I forgot.
Yeah, I need some fish oil.
Look, let me tell you something. Like Ben was saying, and let me just add on to it. Personally, like I was saying, I tolerate my job and I like my job. I think working where I work now gives me valuable experience and helps me build like a certain skill set that I do value. And I do try my job. If like you ask my manager, I'm good at what I do. I'm flawed, obviously,
Who isn't?
I do have problems with maintaining such poise, like, and very calm energies when a customer is being disrespectful at me, because if there's one thing that I don't tolerate is disrespect. Like straight up, I don't care if you're my parents, if you're my boyfriend, if you're my best friend, if you're whoever you are, I don't care who you are, you don't disrespect me. That really triggers me and I don't tolerate it whatsoever. So if I'm at work and someone is straight up disrespecting me, being misogynistic or whatever the case may be, purposely trying to hurt me, I won't tolerate it. I have gotten used to being very careful with how I don't tolerate it, because at the same time I am in a professional setting and I don't want to lose my job. So I will just stay quiet, nod, and I will say, I apologize, but I can't help you any further. Let me go get you my manager. And that's it. So I will stop talking because I don't want to say something that I'm going to regret. That this make
You
me
check
gonna lose my
yourself.
job. I will check myself, but I will say it in like a firm attitude because it's like, boy, don't play with me because I'm not here to be played
So-
with.
What I will say
Mm.
about quiet quitting though, because I still believe that there should be some decorum in regards to quitting. I think if you're just going to work a job and then quit and just like vanish, right? I think vanishing is the wrong way to go about leaving a job.
Abandonment.
Yeah, like because even if you didn't feel like you're
Don't burn
respected at the
bridges.
job, not even burning bridges. I think you should uphold like professionalism, right? Like I burning bridges isn't really a concept to me, at least personally, and because like I don't like looking back, right? If I leave something behind, I left it behind for a reason. If I were to happen to burn bridges, that's how it goes. But I don't go out of my way to do so. But I also don't go out of my way to try and avoid that, if that makes any sense.
So
But I think before you say that, but I
Mhm.
think that to keep professionalism in line, you should always give the company a heads up when you're going to leave. I wholeheartedly believe in giving 2 weeks notice and before
there's a
you
lot of
move on.
people of your
Who-
generation are gonna disagree with that.
No, they're
So I
like
want
they're
to
like
break that down. Why
because
you feel that way?
because-
I want to hear that.
because
Yeah.
even though like you're like, oh yeah, this company doesn't care about me, I'm a number or whatever, you still have to remember that you're working with other real people
Yeah.
who depend on your ability to perform, right? So if you just vanish one day and a certain group of people were dependent on you for something, and because you're not there to come through, it throws a wrench in things and things get fucked up. You could be costing people their livelihoods,
Yeah.
So when I pull it back to my situation, when they let me go, I was like, you know what? And I remember saying to them in the meeting that we had before they let me go, I was like,
Mhm.
I completely understand your guys' decision, because I know that I'm a part of a team, and these are people's livelihoods that are getting put on the chopping block if
Because
I can't
you
perform
can't-
the way
you
that you need
cancel
me
out.
to. So then I told them it was either gonna end like this, or I was gonna inform you guys that I was leaving the job, right? And I think that it's important because, again, these are real people that you're dealing with. Yeah, there are some people that they also don't really see you as they don't really see the value in what you do.
Mhm.
But if you were to vanish all the same, everyone would feel it, even the people that don't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have like a shitty manager and you're like, yeah, when I'm just gonna fucking not show up, and that his day is gonna
It's
be
only-
fucking
it
ruined.
doesn't only
Yeah,
affect you.
That's
Then-
why it's easier.
Then it's
for
like,
people.
but like, what if then the next guy has to pick up your shit, then the other guy, it creates a whole, like, you're at the foundation of the sandcastle, and the whole thing comes crumbling down, because all you have to do is go, hey, look, I'm not, after this point in time, I'm not going to be showing up. So if that is the problem with quiet quitting, because I haven't really looked that much into it, I just know what the definition
Yeah, I
of
just
it is.
recently
Yeah.
learned.
If that's the problem with quiet quitting, then I understand. There should still be professionalism in leaving a place of work. That's what I've done with every place that I've ever worked at. Or I'm sorry, with one place. I've only ever vanished from one place, and that's because I was just graduated high school and I didn't understand how any of that shit worked.
You're a J.
And yeah, I was an idiot. But after then, you always let them know, because I get it. Once you leave, it's not your problem anymore.
Mhm.
But you're just creating more problems for other people that
No,
didn't
I
need to happen.
I
You
get
know what
the
I'm saying?
domino
I
effect.
agree. So okay, I also agree. Mind you, like all our reasons and my reasons are
Mhm.
shaped into like our age and our generation. So I have like two reasons. The first one is what Ben said. This is your team. Like, at least me personally, I have been lucky enough to have a good team anywhere that I've worked. And if I just went up and vanished, it's like I would hate if one of my coworkers, like my coworker friends, just vanished and I had to pick up their slack.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be shitty. And so it's just more of like, just you sympathize, with the situation, and it's also professional. The second reason going into it, working these past few years since out of high school, I'm in college, and not necessarily working a job towards my career, but just working to pay bills and get through college.
Mhm.
So if I leave a place, I don't want to leave on like bad terms, because what if I have to go back to that place while I finish
Yeah,
college?
you
while I'm
don't want to
looking for a
burn
job?
bridges.
I don't want to burn bridges, and that's the only time where I would go back to a job. Like, let's say, shit happens. I know I can always
Life gets
count on
real.
life gets real. I can always count on getting a job back at Best Buy temporarily if I really had to, just to help pay the whatever bills I have, and that's it.
So
Meanwhile, I'm still focusing on college and like other things. That's my specific reason.
I can respect that.
But I do agree, because I have been fortunate enough to have really great managers that look out for their team. And it's like, we're all just here to do our jobs. And some people do take their job seriously. And these are people too. So it's like,
like, even if you don't take your job seriously, you should still at least try to like help out the next
these
guy,
people aren't corporate. These people are not the company.
Yeah, you guys are
for the company.
They're literally on your
same
level.
situation.
Yeah.
So the reason, so I have literally heard what you guys said. Even though I don't agree with it, I have to respect it. I have to, because it's your life, it's how you carry yourself. This is where I could see the cutoff.
Right.
And the reason I call it cutoff, because we think very differently. It doesn't matter what I do.
Yeah.
I always try to be the best at what I do. And the reason why I try to be the best, because it's the title of knowing it, I gave it my all, the satisfaction of that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I go over and beyond. And sometimes you guys, I even tell, yo, Jay, you guys take it easy. Like, don't. I don't know how to turn that off.
That's
Because
your work ethic.
that's my work ethic,
I-
because it's discipline. And I'm not saying you guys don't have discipline. I'm not saying that at all.
That comes down to the individual then.
Yeah, it does.
That's personally what you believe, and that's okay.
But see, there's a lot of cats out there who have my mentality.
Yeah.
Because we understand the game is rigged. We understand how fucked up it is. But it doesn't change the opposition of power. It doesn't change the responsibility. It doesn't change the development that you need. Because when I hear you guys talk like this, and this is not to throw shade or, anything at you guys sideways, it just really it messes with my mind, in the sense it's like, damn, okay, I understand not burning bridges. I understand not doing your 2 weeks. But there's like a lot of cats that I work with, I don't want to say they feel entitled, but everybody's getting a shit sandwich.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting a piece of this shit. Might as well enjoy it. Ever heard, if I get my cake, I want I want my frosting with it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when it comes to work ethics. You get what I'm saying? And not to go off into the deep end, let us know how you guys talk, because I know we're not the only ones going through that shit.
Yeah.
We're not. It's crazy how you guys break it down. Again, even though I don't agree with it, and the only reason I don't agree with it is because how I brought myself up. And it would be very foul of me to think for you to have my mindset. It doesn't work like that.
I also
It's
believe,
but it does worry me, because you get one shot at this. Your character is the most important thing, because with your character, how you present yourself, how you work, you literally bring in that type of energy back to yourself. And the reason why I say that is there's not a soul that I have come across that, if you hit me up, like, Jay's going to be that dude to put in that work. Jay going to get that shit done. I've earned that. My question is, don't you want to earn that? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you want to?
Yeah.
And
because when you said, oh, I'll be the best in anything that I can be,
attempt to be the best at.
Yeah, that. There are some things that I'm not skillful in. For example, like if I even attempt to be in the field that you are in, my best would be shitty. Because I lack the knowledge. It would take me more time to learn and actually, get to a decent rate of being skillful in comparison to like Ben.
Yeah.
Like Ben would learn at a faster rate than I would, because I lack the capacity of that field.
But I would say it's risk versus reward. I mean, I think it's a very good mindset to want to be the best in whatever that you do. But I also think there's nothing wrong with looking at a situation and going, yeah, I don't think I want to put that much effort into this.
I agree.
I'm not against that.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, from your generation, and correct me if I'm wrong, your generation you were part of a generation that if you were to bust your ass, you got something out of it. If
Yeah,
you
your
if-
satisfaction.
not even satisfaction, you got somewhere when you busted your ass. When you went above and beyond, you got somewhere.
Not necessarily. Well,
But-
that's a misconception because
So, but I'm
Mhm.
saying this for my understanding, right? If
Mhm.
correct me if I'm wrong after, but I'm saying this for my understanding.
Mm.
And you said it yourself. We all understand that the game is rigged. I would say with Gen Z, we understand the game is rigged, and we are deciding not to play. You know, we're deciding to pick and choose where exactly we want to spend our tokens, and I think that's what culminated into quiet quitting, where we're putting in the time for something and we're like, damn, I don't think this is going anywhere. I think it's time for me to move on. I know that my parents told me that if you keep your head down and you keep pushing, then you're gonna get the corner office. You're gonna get the $100K a year job if you
Bullshit.
stay with this company for as long as that. But we've seen what we've watched our parents do that, and we've seen where they ended up, and we're like, damn, yeah, I think I'm good off that. You know, because
when I hear you say that, I think realistically speaking, that's kind of why y'all's fucking relationships be going to shit the way it does.
probably, yeah,
Straight up, because with that mindset, again, if you enter that in a relationship, it's a ticking time bomb.
yeah,
I'm not, again, you have your beliefs and how you process things, and I'm not against that. It's just niggas didn't get rewarded. Like, I can honestly say, yo, I trained my boss. I took a lot of L's, but the one thing they couldn't take was my pride. My pride in what I do with my time is why I exert myself and I push for that. Maybe you guys are not there yet. I don't expect no one to bend over backwards. Again, it's just like if you see your parents, right? They work hard. Our parents work very hard.
yeah.
And yeah, they
They
get
worked
the-
hard to give us a better life that they
Exactly.
never had.
So when I hear that, it's like, yeah, I'm not telling none of y'all to basically go crazy and, you know, bust your ass for someone who doesn't respect you. But be satisfied with your commitment. Be satisfied with the work you put in. Because if you are going to do something and there's a side where you can ask yourself, what if? Or you have a question, did I give it my all? You failed. That's just my opinion. You failed because you didn't do shit to the best capability. You were reserved. And when other people see that reservedness,
Yeah.
it's definitely something to be taken very serious. But
I just don't think there's any problem with.
I'm not saying there's a problem.
But I'm saying I don't think there's any problem with showing like being reserved in something that you're not passionate about, and like because like I get it. I understand what you're saying.
But even like when I was working for Capstone,
Yeah.
right? I never did this thing.
Yeah.
But my boy got me the position. I excelled heavy. Like I excelled heavy because I knew it's not just about me. You know what I'm saying? This is where I have to say my mindset as a leader. I'm in the trenches. Lead by example. Attitude reflects leadership. So if you got a camp and them niggas is looking like shit and acting like shit, that says a lot about my leadership skills. You get what I'm saying? But no matter what I do, I understand I don't only represent myself. And I think that's where the disconnect is. You guys only think you represent yourself when it comes to the job that you're doing. No, you represent your family. You represent what's tied to your last name. You represent your skin color. You represent your religion. Like you represent so much. Take pride in that. But so we don't get lost in the sauce. Final thoughts. We'll start with you, Nate.
I do agree with some things that you said. Personally, I will only give it my all if I deem it necessary. If I feel like I'm going to get something out of it. Because at the end of the day, the way that I see it working for a company, quid pro quo. I'm obviously like the companies are obviously benefiting from me working there in some ways. So how am I going to be benefiting working there? So that's how I give myself purpose whenever I do a job, whether it be gaining confidence in talking to people, selling myself, gaining certain skill sets in certain fields. So that way when growth, like, etc.
Okay.
You know?
Ben, final thoughts.
I think Well, first, I don't think quiet quitting is real. I think it's just a coin termed
Conspiracy.
a term coined to try and discourage people from not wanting to, give themselves fully over to a corporation that cares little about them. But I also believe that if you're being paid to do something, then you should definitely do it to the best of your ability. Yeah. And if you should do it till you can't do it anymore. I don't think there's anything wrong with giving up while the going is good. There's nothing wrong with giving up if you can say that you did your best. If you can say that honestly, if you can honestly say to yourself that you did your best, it's okay if your best wasn't good enough. And on top of that, keep it professional. Don't just fucking vanish because you're fucking over people that don't need to be fucked over. Put in your 2 weeks. I know the memes are like, you're lucky I fucking told you. I even told you type beat, or you should have known I was going to quit if I was stopped. Right.
Just don't take it personal. Everyone's getting the shit sandwich.
Don't make it someone else's problem, especially if they're undeserving. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if it's time to, if you got to move on from a job,
it is what it is.
You might come into it thinking it was a career, but once you realize it was a job, then you got to move on.
So
it sucks.
My final thoughts on it, and I'll tell you guys, you know yourself best.
Amen, Professor Jason.
You know what you're willing to put up with. You know what you're not. As the old head here,
Amen, Professor
who
Jason.
has a little bit more experience, I would advise you guys be comfortable in the sense of what decisions you make, because you're going to deal with it one way or another later down the line, and only you could deal with that conviction. So with that being said, let's talk about partners. So as you guys know, Keke Palmer, which is the girl from
oh crap, what's
Jackson
that?
VP.
Yes. Wow. That was...
And she was on the show, not the show, the movie where she's a tennis player, the young Serena.
Oh.
So as you guys know, she had a kid. She was at a concert with Usher. The boy was serenading her, and her husband basically called her out. So we're going to start with you, Nate, as I break down this segment. A lot of people are saying he's just basically jealous. Some people are saying she's out of pocket. We represent each other, right? We'll use reference to Bad Bunny. You got a kid with your man. You're married. Do you think it's appropriate to allow any man, whether they're an artist, regular, Smo Joe, whatever, to serenade you and to actually entertain it? Because what she did was she's wearing revealing clothes. She's allowing Usher to serenade her. And at the same time,
like just sing to her, or like actually give her like a show.
Give her a show,
put her on the stage,
like the way Chris Brown did, and the one
similar, but not without the no sexuality as extreme as that. But
Jennifer says she is not married. That is her boyfriend. I still think it remains the same. That's her partner.
Well,
right?
her partner.
Her partner.
Love you, sis. That being said, me personally, just to put my opinion out there, you represent me. You understand what I'm saying? That's why if I'm in a relationship, I ain't out here entertaining these fools. I ain't entertaining these girls, because I represent you, especially if we have a child together. Because what you do today, you live with tomorrow. So do you think that his reaction to it was justified to call her out? Or do you think that he's taking it extreme? Because would you be okay with your man going with anybody and they're serenading him and he's entertaining it?
No.
Okay. Why? And do you feel that she's out of pocket in this case? Or do you feel like
that shit crazy if that shit happened to me?
Explain why.
Okay, look. Okay. I'm very territorial, as you can see. I do get livid at the thought of us going to a concert. Let's say we're going to a Karol G concert. Oh, Karol G, she's just such a baddie. She's gorgeous. And then she calls up a man on stage and she's like, singing to him and being all, physical, whatever.
You're gonna pull this man by his ears.
I'm be like,
First off, you're gonna let him get on the stage? First off,
That's a good point. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into that in a bit, but you know,
because
that's how I would
either
feel.
it goes like this: either you tell him, "Do not get on that stage," or he's like, "I'm not getting on that stage."
He wouldn't get on stage. You know, I'm speaking
Hold on.
hypothetically on how I would feel.
Lauren says
Yeah.
he wasn't upset about being serenaded. He was upset with her outfit that she wore at the concert. Okay.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I didn't read up on this, so I
Well,
really didn't know.
I just fell in it to
yeah,
today because that's where the
Interesting.
argument are coming from. You know how it is,
So,
male
that's
versus
interesting.
Look,
female. But, let me-
I will say
if-
it like this.
but the men are basically saying, you know, why would she? Again, it always comes bigger as it is. His complaint where would been the clothes, but where social media is taking it
Yeah.
and the rebuttal from, you know, the sexes versus women versus male is like, okay, why would you even entertain it?
Yeah.
Okay. Going to the question I had. And going back to the Bad Bunny thing, I wouldn't go up on stage with Bad Bunny because I know damn well how he is. And I will panic and be like, man, I can't twerk. I can't do any of these things. I'm not
That's what's gonna go
you
through
know,
your head.
I'm not a dancer. I'm gonna embarrass myself. Like, you know, that's like, you know,
Oh, not that.
that's like my thought. Wait, guys, I haven't finished talking.
Okay.
You know, those are like my intrusive thoughts along with like, oh, and I know that like my man wouldn't be comfortable with it. Like those are
Would
circulating
you wear
around
revealing
my
clothes? Like, because we know you like to.
what is revealing
So
clothes?
Like
to
she's
you?
wearing like some.
You're
see-through
wearing
pants.
revealing clothes right now. I should not be able to see your shoulders. You
No, but
harlot.
on a
Oh.
so on the serious note, like you can
No,
see,
okay,
like
okay.
she, you know, like those. It looked almost like swimwear what she was wearing. Let me see if I could pull up the image
Pull up
for
a
you.
picture
So,
because it's really hard. I need to see the context.
allow me to say this. I think it should go like this. When
You better leave the talking.
Go ahead, love.
I'm sorry. But let me just get to the point real quick, you know, not to prolong it. I would have these conversation with my partner, you know, if depending on who the artist is, like let's say I'm a Taylor Swift fan, and you know, I went to her concert and she brought up a fan on stage just to sing, like, or Lady Gaga, like
Mhm.
nothing so provocative, you know.
That looks like shit for the bedroom. I'm gonna be 100.
whore.
Well, I heard the first time you said it, I
Whore.
heard the emphasis. Like
Whore.
you know, like when the rain's coming, you hear.
Yeah.
But if it's someone like, let's
Whore.
say Bad Bunny or like Chris Brown, you know,
Mhm.
with that one
Oh,
thing.
by the way, Jason snapped at me because I was leaning back in my chair when I was talking.
Yeah, sit like a man.
So like a man, I'm a
Yeah.
young man. I'm a young,
Sit up
handsome,
straight.
handsome stud.
Bitch, you're
My
at work right
posture's
now.
already bad. So while you're looking at that picture, I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
I think
I would love
that-
to hear your input because I know you be getting on that.
No, yeah, because
Man,
first off, I hate women. So I forget that.
Better choose your words carefully.
Women are the enemy. If I ever see a woman in the street, I'm just gonna run directly at her. Okay.
What do you think?
Secondly,
It's tough,
I
right?
think it goes like
It's
this.
tough.
Mm.
I think if you can, and I know double standards exist, but if
Put Kiki Usher.
Kiki
Palmer
Palmer
and Usher.
Usher concert
Insert.
insert.
Go to images. It'll pull up. We're gonna show you guys.
That's tough. Let me tell you.
Damn,
go to
Big
that
got her
one.
titties all out.
Like that's
Shit.
to me, that's some
called
shit you wear
cleavage.
in the bedroom. Can we blow that picture up so they can see it?
This is somebody's mother. Hold
This
on.
is this is tough
Let me see something.
because
Oh fuck! I don't know how to use fucking Apple. How do you?
Okay, go down.
LOL.
Because again, it's what
Hold on.
it's pretty much.
Let me just do this. What if I just? Oh,
Yeah, there we go. And so you see what she's wearing there, guys. That there's nothing wrong with a woman wanting to feel sexy. There's nothing wrong, but time and place. That right there, listen. If you can't wear it in front of kids,
She got mom boobs for real.
it's gonna
bro.
question. I question
Yeah.
it. Like if you have to think, yo, kids shouldn't see me dressed like that. In my opinion, you're doing too much.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying?
were kids at this concert?
Ian's not wrong.
No, but what I'm saying
No,
is,
I know, I know,
No,
yeah,
there was
yeah.
no.
So,
It's
so
not true.
let me say this. Let me say this before. All right. Double standards exist.
Go back there, son.
If
Mhm.
go back to where?
The insignia or insignia.
Oh,
You were saying?
If I know that double standards exist, and
Mhm.
if fuck it.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, okay. Oh, wow.
If you were to flip the roles and it wasn't okay, then it's not okay, right? And it's not okay where it
How
currently
would a
sits.
guy be?
I mean,
how
what
would
he
you?
goes in a fucking speedo
Like
or
it,
something.
no,
I don't
not
know.
even.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
saying, you got your man, right?
Uh-huh.
He got his open chest. He's showing his six pack. You know what I'm saying? Like he's showing the goods to somebody who didn't earn it.
And
That's how we look at it.
and-
We're territorial
and
men.
on top
Okay,
of that, and on
okay.
top of that, it's like this, bro. And I'm gonna say this. Oh, that fucking orange juice. I'm gonna say this.
Boy, you weird.
I think that social media has destroyed modesty in women. I'm gonna say it again.
Break that down.
I think that social media has destroyed the idea of modesty in women and men too. I'm not saying that men
To
are
a
free
certain
from
degree,
it.
yeah.
No, I mean because no, not even to a certain degree. They're literally guys that get on the internet.
Well,
just-
I say a certain degree because
yeah.
it's not all.
Oh yeah, but let me just guys on the internet. They're wearing their fucking booty shorts or whatever, completely shirtless, and they're
Hoochie
fucking
daddy
yeah.
shorts.
They're doing their dances on the just like women do, but we're not talking about men right now. But the double standard does exist. I'm talking about women. This is about Keke
Okay.
Palmer. She's a woman. All right. I think that social media has destroyed modesty in women because when women, these stars need to be seen, right? They need, in order for them
Attention.
to remain in the limelight, they need attention. So they have to show themselves in this light, right? Or else no one gives a crap about them.
Well, that's the taboo behind it.
And of course, the younger audience or like people who look up to them, they want to emulate that, right? And
Okay.
how would they do that? By doing what they do, posting their body as they are, and revealing things that just aren't appropriate on the internet. Now, here's one thing. If you're single or you post your body in the way that you do for your career, your money, like you're an influencer or gym person or whatever,
Mm.
whatever, that's your bag. All right. That's your fucking bag. If you're doing it for the sake of attention and you're with somebody, I don't think that's appropriate. But here's the thing.
What about her being a mother?
Here's
do you
the
think
thing.
it's a point, even
No,
if she was single
I
and
don't.
she's a mother, do you think it's appropriate for a mother to
As a
even do that?
mother, I don't think it's appropriate. But there are going to be plenty of people who says because there are plenty of people who are doing worse things on the internet than Keke Palmer, and
Facts.
who are mothers, and they're justifying it because they're getting their bag, right?
Mm.
So I'm gonna paint it like this: the guy that knocked her up knew what the play was. Keke Palmer was already about that life before he made her a mother.
Well, you
right?
saw that video of her doing a handstand and she's twerking, her ass is clapping in her underwear.
I did
Y'all
not.
didn't- yeah,
I will
like,
need to
she
look into that for research
has,
purposes.
She has some excessive baggage. In my opinion, she
Yeah.
has some excessive baggage because there's also a video of her from a couple years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, where she's twerking,
Yeah.
ass cheeks is clapping,
That's
and it's like some people are like, oh, as a black woman,
Yeah.
I just think as a woman, period. Correct me if I'm wrong. When you give out the goods like that, how is a man of status supposed to respect
But
you?
hey, look, that
I
wanna know,
think-
but I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm so sorry. Let me just get this thought out.
Yeah.
There was a politician that did that. Actually, did you hear about that?
Which one?
It was a black politician, the lady, and for her fucking campaign thing or whatever.
Yes,
on the
I
beach,
saw that. That
twerking,
was crazy.
handstand twerking.
What?
Right?
No
So-
way.
Professional.
Yeah, a career politician.
yeah.
I don't
She
believe
decided to
it.
twerk
for-
and expose
yeah.
herself.
So, nigga, if they're doing it at this point, who cares? And that's why I say modesty. Social media has
Oh,
ruined modesty, right?
wow.
But I'll say it like this: this guy, he shouldn't have went on the internet airing out dirty laundry, talking about the mother of his child like
Should have
that.
came up
I
with
think
it.
I think that was
It's
very bad.
inappropriate.
That was
Yeah.
in bad taste.
It's a bad look. It's inappropriate.
Agreed.
because
So,
no, go ahead. Finish your thought. Sorry.
no, I'm messing. Keke Palmer was wrong for doing what she's doing because she's in a relationship. On top of that, she is a mother. But
Mhm.
at the same time, that's her bag, right? Even though I don't think it's okay, I can't tell her to stop doing it if that's how she makes her living.
Especially if she was like
Yeah.
that before.
Especially if she was like that before. So that's why I turn this around on the guy. He's goofy. He's an idiot. I don't feel
Played
bad for
yourself.
him. Yeah. I don't feel bad for him. He's the one that made her a mother. He's the one that
Well, this
decided
is
he.
not the baby dad. I think this is your boyfriend.
Oh,
Like they stopped following each other, and
So-
and
so now-
this is
now-
the cringe part.
so not only
like-
that,
He stopped, and again, no disrespect. You know, I put personal content out there, but this is the mental sickness that we have
It's a
when you
sickness.
you put that statement, you unfollow each other. It's like, goddamn, you need that much fucking attention.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's like, bro, you're being children and you're only popularizing the idea of having messy relationships. You're goofy for not
Okay,
being
correction.
a man.
Jennifer says he is the
He's-
father. Okay, so
yeah,
it is the
so yeah,
father. Okay,
You were the
Thank you.
dummy for thinking that you could take her seriously and make her a mother, and
you know what time it was.
and thought she wasn't gonna continue doing that. Did you see her fucking titties,
But it's also his fault.
it is
I
his
have
fault.
to say
No, it
it's
is.
his fault
But
because
before
you
go,
knocked the chick up and you didn't even marry
yeah.
her. Like, come
No,
on,
yeah,
dog. Like, be a man.
He's a goofball. She's a goofball. He's a goofball. But I don't blame her because that's her bag. I only blame him because-
Yeah.
I think with what she's wearing it's tough. It's tough because
Say what you really mean.
Yeah, no
she's
whore.
sexy.
Whore.
She's sexy.
I'd still smash the whore.
But I don't think it's like so like, oh my god, inappropriate. Oh my god, like cover your eyes. You know, I think that's doing too much.
I mean, I wouldn't want my
You
kids.
think
to
it's
see
being
that.
exaggerated? No, be real.
His feelings are valid. This
Okay.
is a very delicate situation because it's a matter of like, I guess you could say he said, she said, more
Preference.
more preference, like, you know, she is the way she is and he is the way that he is.
Okay,
And you know, and I think it was in bad taste that he went, you know,
put it out there.
and put it out there because it's like, if you are uncomfortable with it, you know, behind closed doors, talk to your partner, talk this out, have a fight, like genuinely argue about this,
Respect the relationship.
respect the relationship, because like, but then again, these are celebrities, so
Yeah, they're celebrities.
maybe they're doing it for clout. Maybe
Bro.
they did it on purpose for clout,
stay
for
relevant.
attention.
Maybe
Bro.
there's a
to stay
movie coming
relevant.
out.
Yeah, that's
or some
their
shit.
fucking
No,
bag, dude.
Because when
Like,
it comes to celebrities and all of this stuff, it's like it's not surprising to me that they're putting this out there because celebrities always put
Yeah.
their lives on the internet.
Well, I
you have
do-
to look at it for what it is. It's just entertainment.
Well, I do want to say this.
Yeah.
I do want to say this, and this is where how I analyze the situation. Ladies, understand something. If it's one thing us men, not the little boys, us men don't like, we don't like that game where we can see your undivided attention go to another male. We do not like that. And real men will respect that with their partner. It's not just a one way.
You heard that thing with Adam 22?
Oh,
and his
we'll
wife?
talk. We'll talk into that next. We'll get
wait.
into that
Yeah.
next.
Oh my
So
god, the proposal.
no,
No, I mean,
No,
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 after
I'll
the
I
break
mean,
it
proposal.
down.
like they got
So-
okay.
matter of fact, let's get into it. But I want to hear your final thoughts on
Okay.
this. We'll start with you, Nate.
So final thoughts. Personally, I think Kiki Palmer looked sexy, but on the other hand, when you do have a child, you know, I don't have kids, but I do know what it's like to look up to someone you care about.
Mhm.
You know, that older person, whether it be an older sibling or your parents, you know, you look up to them. So I can understand why once you have kids, you want to start being a better influence for them,
Mhm.
you know. But then again, like, you know,
Babies
To-
having babies.
to each their own. I think it was in bad taste that he put all of their dirty laundry out there in the internet. You
Mhm.
know, if you know, I personally, I don't dress so like provocatively. That's not my style. But either way, whenever I'm changing and I'm going out, I'll
Mhm.
always tell my mom, like, what do you think? Does it look good? Does it look bad? Whatever.
Are
know,
you
I like,
asking because you seek his approval, or
No.
you just genuinely want to make sure he's cool with it?
two reasons. I want to make sure that, you know, because I'm tall, I want to make sure that my outfit is proportionate to like my body, that nothing is, you know, I don't want to bend over, nothing shows, because that makes me uncomfortable.
Okay.
I want to make sure everything fits right. And secondly, I want to look cute. I like his validation, you know. I
And if he told you,
thrive on him being like, you look so good.
and if
like,
he
whatever
said,
this
babe,
and
I
that."
don't feel comfortable with you wearing that. Can you wear something a bit more modest or less revealing? What would you say?
That will never happen
I'm not asking for
whoa,
that.
whoa, whoa. Yeah.
I'm not asking
because
for that.
I don't.
No,
dress
but what I'm
provocatively.
saying,
I'm
what
not-
he's asking is, would you actually compensate.
would you be willing to do so?
Like if
that
he's like,
ever
yo,
came
I'm
up?
not comfortable with you wearing that. I don't want you to go out like that. Would you actually change, or would you be like, nah, fuck that. I'm grown. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
That's difficult to answer because
I don't
I've
think it
never
is.
been in that position.
I don't think it is difficult
Guys,
to answer.
I okay, yes, but I will never be in that position because I don't dress
Well, we're not
provocatively.
saying we get that, but what we're asking
Bro,
is,
I'm not saying that you're out here dressing
but
like a
you
hoe.
would
I'm not
listen-
saying
yeah,
that. What I'm
No,
but
okay,
you would
because
listen.
mind you,
Yeah.
if he were to tell me that, I'd
Mhm.
be in shock. I'd be like, "What's provocative about my outfit? I'm literally wearing a long
It
sleeve that
keeps
shows the
people
minimal,
going.
that shows minimal cleavage. My shorts are, it doesn't show my
Yeah,
coochie.
but
I
you
don't.
would. But if he wasn't comfortable,
I would
you-
ask what's so,
Okay, would you-
provocative
would
about
you-
it. We would talk about it,
Mhm.
and then he'd give me his answer, and I'd be like,
And if you agree
I'd
with
be
it,
like,
you
oh
would
wow,
change?
I guess you're right. Maybe in a certain way that does look bad.
So
You know what?
I'll tell
Maybe
you
I'll
this.
change.
So are you saying that if his reasons aren't valid, you're going to ignore them?
yes or no?
I don't know.
Because-
No.
Because no,
hold up,
I'm not
no.
trying to catch you. I'm not trying to catch you.
No.
Because what you're describing is, if you brought it to your attention,
Mhm.
you would then question it. You would need some reinforcement as to why he's coming to you.
Instead of
Right?
being
I mean, I
like,
would
like-
need,
yeah, no,
like a
of
good
course,
reasoning,
'cause-
and I'd be like, oh, that makes sense. I'll change.
I think that's the appropriate and the healthy thing to do. If your partner says, hey, your response should be then, why? And then if he can't articulate it,
Okay,
then that's a problem.
yeah.
But if he articulates it, do you think that you'd still move forward with it even if you didn't agree
or
with
would
it?
you reason?
No, because I use logic as my backbone
Yeah.
for pretty much anything to comfort me and to find reason. So if he can logically prove like, oh, like, what you're wearing, it's like, either provocative or not too good, whatever, I'd be like, oh, like, yeah, you're right. But like I said before, that usually doesn't happen. In some cases, if I'm wearing a top and it's like very cheap,
Mhm.
I'd be like, okay, honest opinion, like, how do you, it does show too much?
Well,
It's so cheap that it just doesn't
reason-
stay still. Then yeah, like I'd probably change.
The reason why we bring that up, and as I told you guys plenty times, not only do you represent us, our lives are at risk when you women want to dress promiscuous. Because a lot of times, most women, not all, don't want to understand the fact we know how fucked up men can be. So if I step out with you like that, you literally have to think, is it worth putting my man's life at risk dressing provocative? Not saying you, just women in general, dressing provocative, where I invite outside elements that could literally jeopardize not only the relationship but threaten our lives. Prime example, you remember at the Grove how they used to do like the Halloween parties there?
I don't
the-
get out.
Okay, so years ago, before COVID, every Halloween the Grove used to be packed,
Yeah.
and this girl's costume was the blurred out bars.
Oh, I remember
she was
she
literally
got assaulted.
Yeah. She didn't only get assaulted. It's like you let your girl leave the house like that,
Yeah.
and he ended up catching a cracked skull because, of course, people are gonna want to take pictures. And then people are drinking. Dude grabbed their ass. He defended his girl. He gets head cracked. He's on the floor bleeding.
She's freaking out.
She's
Oh,
freaking out, but it's
man.
her fault. And the reason I say it's both their faults realistically, because you knew
It's everyone's fault.
if
Yeah.
you knew, if you're scared, go to church. You knew exactly as an adult, knowing, hey, if I wear this shit,
There's
I'm
a
gonna
chance.
get the unwanted attention. So is it worth it? That's why he was asking you, like, yo, a lot of times women become very defensive, like, well, I don't think it looks like that.
because
you trust
it's
what-
deep seated in
But
control.
Ooh,
do
that's
you
an inter-
that's an interesting
that's
take.
interesting. Okay.
Because as we visualize it and how we process it, it's like, yo, it's not that I'm trying to control you,
right.
but do you trust me enough as your partner to be submissive to the fact that, A, no, that's incorrect.
I think it's
and-
important that you are bringing this to
No,
light.
no, it's important, but the question is, are you willing to be submissive regarding it?
Because-
Or are you going to basically be combative in the sense like, well, I don't think so. So prove to me why you feel that way versus
Yeah.
why can't you just be like, you know what? You're right. I'll go change.
No, but I do believe that you should be able to articulate why it is that you feel a certain way.
Big facts.
I agree with
about
that,
like
yeah.
behavior, way or dress. I don't think the reason why I said it's interesting that you said that it's seated in like being controlling
Mhm.
because what it is controlling is the way that you're dressed, right?
Mm.
That is absolutely the truth. It is controlling the way that you dress.
It's like a dude,
But-
if we have our pants sagging, okay, like when you're with the parents,
Yeah.
like if I'm meeting your parents for the first time and I'm dressed like this, are you gonna be like, yo, like
And
you get what I'm saying?
And then you go like,
That's-
babe, change.
yeah.
And you're like, what are you talking about? This is
like
right?
now,
Could
if
you
I
imagine, right?
Yeah, if I argue that with you, it's gonna make you feel some type of way because it's like it's not a question that should be questioned by what I'm telling you to do because you, in this
Like,
case,
it's like
your
pick up on the
it's
context.
like, yo, you're gonna meet my parents and you're here dressed like a thug. There shouldn't be a question of why should I have to change. Just do it because you are aware of the situation. You know who you're gonna meet. Why would there even be a rebuttal? Because if there's a
Right, right.
rebuttal, I guarantee you, you're gonna
Yeah.
feel some type of way.
because
I agree. I agree with what you're saying.
Mhm.
And what you're saying, it makes sense, and I agree, but it
it doesn't quite connect.
it triggers me because the way that you are about it's not a question of, you know, what you said, it's not a question of don't ask me why, I'll just do it. That kind of like just that gave me a
That's
flashback.
a problem. I do think that's a problem.
That gave me a flashback because it's like, you know, your reasoning is correct.
But
Your
delivery,
logic,
you don't like the
but
delivery.
I don't like the delivery because who are you to tell me what to do?
Yeah.
I don't like that because it's triggering.
So,
But
but
I'll
I
say
agree
this,
with
yeah.
you because it's like, yes, of course, we're supposed to talk about
Yeah.
it. You know,
Well, that's
articulate.
that's the disconnect.
I
though.
would say this though.
That's where the disconnect is.
I would say that I think it's a good thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with internally going, nigga, don't fucking tell me what to do. What the fuck is wrong with you, right?
It's
There,
you know,
I don't think
yeah.
there's anything wrong with having that reaction, right? Because most people just do. Like I know I do. If someone were to tell me like, nigga, don't worry, bitch, fuck, what are you talking about?
I'm an adult.
Right?
I can do whatever the fuck I
Exactly.
want.
But it's like this. I think that if you're in a long-term relationship with someone and it's serious, I think iron sharpens iron. I think one should be able to tell the other what to do as long as there's an understanding that the other can tell the other what to do.
Of course, because
based
now
on-
because since it's long term,
Yeah.
you've established.
Well,
from the
even if it's
get-go,
short term,
you know,
I have to disagree with you guys on that because I just think if you're in a relationship,
Yeah.
you have a responsibility.
No, but the reason why I say long term is because, like, honestly, if you're with someone that doesn't see a future with you, it's gonna be way more problems than it's worth.
My question, not to go on a tangent, but why would the fuck would you be with that person
Bro,
if you don't have that in your mind already?
No, there are people like me personally. I
Just
date.
being
I
100.
date for longevity, but there are people who just date because they don't want to be alone, or they just
Yeah.
want
This is true.
they just want to have somebody there. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really think about a long term. Just more like, oh, I have this person here. Boom, I have my
So-
accessory.
Before we close
Yeah.
on this topic, I do want to ask you a question because you said you understand the message, you don't like the delivery.
yeah.
Here's where I say there's a disconnect. Because when I hear that, how well do you trust your partner then? And I'm not saying you, I'm just talking in general
Okay.
because the thing that we hear all the time is I'm an independent woman, I pay my own bills. No, you're a fucking adult. Let's cut that shit out. Being an adult doesn't give you any brownie points because you would have to do it whether you're with the person or not. But your partner, even if you don't like the delivery,
Can I answer
the
a
me-
question
hold
when
on.
you finish?
the message is what you need to focus on, not the fucking delivery. Because if you're focused on delivery, that means you're in your fucking feelings. You understand what I'm saying? And being in your feelings is like drinking liquor. It impairs your ability to think and operate properly. It fucks up how you function because you're emotionally tied to it. You got to get out of that because what that leads to, at least in my opinion, is problems. Because you even said it yourself, you understand the message, you just don't like the delivery. But no one, I'll let you get, no one's challenging you. If you feel challenged, that means there's something deep rooted else that has nothing to do with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you feel at any point your partner's trying to control you, it is your responsibility to open up that door, explain that, and correct it. But you should not feel like that when it's coming from your partner. Because if you truly believe in your partner, this is just my opinion, their best interest is at heart for you. Do not take it that way. Because a lot of women who take it that way end up fucking shit up that was going well just because you didn't like how the delivery is. Think about it with these red pill
Devin
dudes.
says the whole main thing is respect, and he says bringing the wrong attention.
Big facts.
I agree.
Now,
Sometimes Zeno says something that's about how someone will take that delivery. Yeah, absolutely right. I think that if you
tough love.
if you really understand your partner, then you'll know how to present it to them and to make it palpable. I think I think if you really understand your partner,
Yeah, you're not going to take it as such.
You'll
Yeah.
no, I think that you'll present it to them, your concern, in a way that's palpable for them personally, instead
So
of
is it safe to say, okay, I get what you're saying, but at least in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, you should already know what time it is.
yeah. No, I mean,
You get what I'm
but here's the
saying?
thing,
And the reason I say you should know
if
what
it's
time
like
it
the
is.
first occurrence, though, right?
Okay,
then-
but we're talking, yeah, that's the
Right.
extreme case in my sense. Like, okay, now I see why you were saying
If
long
it-
term, but in a relationship, just like, you know, a lot of times you want your man to dress proper and whatnot. Like, yo, babe, I don't like how you look. Go change.
Yeah.
A lot of people like, nah, what the fuck? I'm a grown ass man. I ain't gonna do that. But in a healthy situation, you know there's no malice behind it. You understand what I'm saying? Even if the delivery could be a little bit harsh,
Yeah.
as long as there's no malice behind it, I don't think it should be taken that way.
And what
But-
were you gonna say?
Final thoughts so we can move on.
To answer your question,
Mm.
now I forgot what the question was.
Oh, I forgot to.
What was it? What was the thing?
Yo,
you
you
said?
guys need some fish oil. I just want to put it
because
out
when
there.
I'm like teacher, it's
Listen.
because I need to get my
Wait,
thought out
what-
before I forget.
Do you remember the question?
It was
My question.
It was something about like, do you really like trust your partner? And
Yeah.
stuff like that. Okay, so
You guys need fish
I-
oil.
I got triggered by what you said, how you said
How I
it.
said it.
At least so far, I've never really gotten triggered by how my man tells me things because he's very like the way he says things is very calm, very reassuring. You know, he
Mhm.
doesn't give me like a firm, attitude kind of voice. Like, that's like not his style. I think we can all agree that growing up, we're used to our parents saying, "Go do this." Why? Because I said so.
Yeah.
Now go do it right now. And like they'll say it in like a really mean like tone. And so it's deep rooted in our subconscious. So whenever we are with a partner with a very strong attitude, the way that they say things is very stern and they tell us to do something, more often than not, our emotions will blindside our judgment and we can't think clearly. And we end up like just, not even understanding the message, just being triggered by the delivery. Which is why, and I do agree that it's something that whenever that happens to someone, that's something that person needs to work on. At least
Mhm.
me. Sometimes if I do get triggered, I'll take a step back later and I'll be like, wow, okay, that's something I really do need to work on it. But obviously, going back to what you guys said,
I don't think there's anything wrong with having that reaction. I don't think there's anything wrong
yeah,
with that. I
Yeah.
think what's wrong is if you have that reaction and then react based on that reaction.
yeah, because you can only control
Yeah.
how you say things, not what other people say.
Because like I've been in more than one situation where someone tells me some shit. I'm like, hey, I'm like, hold up.
But it
have to
also
underst-
comes
yeah.
down to the relationship
Yeah,
you
like,
have with the
I
person.
have to
because,
understand why it is that this person is telling me this.
Like, I think so final thoughts and then I'll go.
Look, this guy was goofy for putting a baby in someone that he knew from the get-go. He from the jump knew
Mhm.
what time it was from the right. That's her bag. You're not gonna. Who are you to tell her to stop her thing, right?
Mhm.
Unless you knew from then and there that she wanted to slow down and actually take being a mother seriously. And I know people will disagree, but if you're out here doing this kind of stuff, you're not taking being a mother seriously. Just because you have the money to pay someone else to watch your fucking kid doesn't mean you're taking motherhood seriously, because that's not what it's about. Me personally, and I know people are going to disagree with it, but I don't. If she's out here doing that stuff,
Mhm.
I don't. And people, you don't know her life, Adia. Fine. I'm only speaking on what I've seen, and this is what I see. I don't believe it's being taken seriously, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that because that's just her lifestyle. But I don't think there's anything wrong with me giving my opinion on that.
So,
This guy's an idiot for thinking that he can tell her what to do.
okay.
She's an idiot for thinking that it's appropriate to behave in that manner when you're in a
Two
relationship.
wrongs don't make it right.
Yeah, when you're in a relationship and you're a mother, because that you have to think about what that's going to do to your kid. I don't know. Only the
Well-
future would tell. At the end of the day,
Mhm.
it boils down to communication, and that is really something that's missing out in a lot of stuff. But what I will say is, Kiki was doing her thing, bro. This guy was a dummy. I don't feel bad for him at all. I just don't.
Okay.
He knew what time it was from the get-go. He knew what time it was.
So
He can't. There's no ignorance. He knew it.
before we get into the topic, I just want to put this out. When it comes to that, to touch two parts, Kiki and the delivery, right?
Mhm.
I don't care if she's a mother or not. Respect yourself. That's
Oh,
where the whole saying, just for the
that
job you
too,
want, not
that
the
too.
job you have. Because it doesn't matter if she has a child or not. You are responsible for the content of your character. Only you, not your mother, not your baby daddy. You want to do stupid shit, you win dumb prizes. That's that. Second thing is, when it comes to delivery, me personally, I get where you're coming from. When it comes to my partner, when I was with my partner, it wasn't a question of debate. Like, yo, you're not leaving the house like that. Go change. I didn't argue. And the reason I didn't argue, mind you, I'm a man. I didn't argue because I know where her mind was. I know there was no malice behind it. I just did it. And
Right,
that's where
right.
I think the disconnect is, because you guys are combative in the sense it's like, well, you didn't have to say it like that. Well, it's like being in the street. I shouldn't have to tell you that neighborhood's bad. I shouldn't have to explain that. I'm like, yo, don't go over there. But why? There is no why. I'm your partner. Trust me. And
That leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
mean,
but again,
I understand,
but that's your problem.
no, but you want to know
No,
why?
but if
I have a reasoning
But
for that.
I understand that. But when I say that's your problem, it doesn't change the fact of what I'm saying. It doesn't change the message. Just because this is why, in my opinion, we're kind of fucked up in society, because instead of focusing on the goddamn message, you're more involved of how you received it.
Right, but I can't. You're basically, I can't think for myself. I
It's
can't
not-
ask
that's not-
questions.
but
I
you
can't
see,
be curious.
That's what I'm saying.
But you're opening up Pandora's box
it's-
because it has nothing to do with that. It's not saying that you can't think for yourself. What I'm saying is, and again, you don't have to agree with me. You don't. This is just my opinion. If I put the message out there, don't worry about the delivery all the time. Now, is there a right way to do shit? Yes. Is there a wrong way? Yes. But when we're talking about partners, just like if your mom tells you, yo, you don't leave the house like that, you're not going to question it. 9 out of 10 times, you're not. Especially
I always
but we're talking in general. We're not talking you
Right.
directly.
right.
We're talking in general. Us as people, when we know the person giving us the message is coming from a place of love, regardless of the delivery, this is where we're different in generations. Because my mom says something, I could bitch and moan about it. I'm still going to do it because I respect it to that power. It is what it is. I have to eat that. But feeling some type of way doesn't hold no weight because the message is what I need to focus on.
I think
And that's why I say get out your feelings.
I think what you're describing though comes down to the individual level. I mean, because
it does.
No, because I don't think there's anything wrong with fully trusting in your partner's judgment, but that's why I said before, like, that sounds like something that was built up, right? That sounds like something that it was tried and true in regards to it was put to the test in the past, and
Mhm.
I was able to trust it in the past, so now I can trust it unquestioningly now.
Mhm.
But if it's something new and you right the first instance or you set those ground rules, that's where I think it's okay when it comes to like, well, why do you think this? Why is it like right? You need to be able to articulate why it is that you have these
Mm.
thoughts about the situation
Mhm.
and why you think it should be handled
I'm
in
not.
this manner.
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, and it is that answering right? Because like I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because like someone said some shit to me, like imagine the first time something happened, like me and Logic were out. There's a fucking alleyway. I mean, that's a bad example. there's like a neighborhood. Me and
Mhm.
we're just walking down the street in Los Angeles and we see a neighborhood. And I'm like, oh, this is a nice neighborhood. I turn, he's like, whoa, don't go there, bro. And right, I don't see anything wrong with that neighborhood. And I go,
Oh, I mean,
well,
if it looks like a
yeah,
good neighborhood.
yeah. I'm like, oh, what's going on with the neighborhood?
If it looks
right?
like a bad neighborhood, you
and,
can put
and, and,
context
and if
clues
Jay was
together.
like, no, man, trust me, man. I'm gonna be like, bro, what do you
Curiosity killed the cat.
no, because I'm not gonna walk down there, right? But I'm like,
Oh no,
But
yeah,
you-
yeah.
but the
I'm
thing
gonna
is, like,
listen
right,
to
but
you and be like,
I-
okay,
I
fine.
get,
like, yeah,
I
sure,
get
but
that,
I'm
but
like,
what
well,
you're
like,
asking
well.
for, you want an explanation, and this is the tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Sometimes in life, just to end it on this note, you're not always gonna get the explanation that you want, and this is why I say again, I'm not saying you're wrong.
but
I'm not disagreeing.
in this instance.
But in this instance where you're saying, if I
Yeah.
say stay out the neighborhood, don't go there, and you ask me why, and my rebuttal's like, because I say so,
Oh,
I could
okay,
see-
Dad.
I can see how, but you see that reference you just made? Okay, Dad.
Yeah, because my parents always said that.
Okay. But my point exactly, that's the whole submissiveness that
No.
I'm trying to basically put out there, because I have my homeboy. It's like, yo, he's from NY.
Yeah.
If this dude's like, yo, he knows I ain't no bitch, he knows I ain't no punk, I trust him enough to be like, yo, Jay, don't go there. All right, cool. That's the difference between, at least in my opinion, my generation versus
No,
yours.
but it's
And
still
there's
like,
nothing wrong.
but it's
sorry,
still like
but
it's not
there's-
gonna be done. But
I get that, but what I'm saying
Yeah.
is that's the difference. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not disagreeing, but that's the big difference between dudes who come from my era
yeah,
versus yours. There's nothing wrong of wanting to be educated. But sometimes as I got older in life, I take shit at face value. It is what it is. I don't care to question it because I already know the intent behind it is sincere. So if somebody I love or I'm in a relationship gives me those commands, I'm not taking it to the heart. I don't need an explanation.
yeah.
My faith is into that person. My trust is into that person, and I leave it at face value. But because I want to go on this other
Yeah.
topic, as you guys know, you guys are gonna love this one. Lana the plug, Adam 22's wife,
Oh.
basically is a porn star,
You fucked the black dude,
Oh my God.
and his name is Jason Love.
Jason.
Jason.
I ain't no porn star. Hell's no, I can't.
Go
never
through
do
his
that.
phone. Go through my phone.
Don't go through my phone. You'll see pictures you don't want to see. Woman, give me back my phone. So apparently, as you know, Adam's been doing porn. He's from No Jumper.
Yeah.
He's been doing porn in the recent year, I guess. His wife, who he does these videos with, they fuck other girls too. This time, he let his wife choose another male who I haven't seen the video, probably not going to,
Yeah.
because you know porn is whack.
Pounder.
But yeah, she basically referenced that because in the videos where he's fucking, she never referred to her man in the same manner as she did with this.
Oh, what did she
Jason
refer
guy.
to us?
Like she literally, talking about how she was bruised,
Oh,
talking about
right,
how
right,
he
right.
beat it up.
Yeah.
Men are competitive now, and you see it in his face as he does an interview. There's so
I couldn't
much
finish it. I
regret
couldn't finish that interview. I don't know
because
if
it was
you
so
guys
bad.
Wait, I have a
It was
question.
painful to us.
Yeah.
I have a
So
question for the
bad.
guys. I know all men are different.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of like being
Uh-huh.
intimate,
Mhm.
in that case, do you think because she had sex with not a rando, but some other guy,
It's been compromised.
he did no, I know. He did it, I guess you could say more, he bruised her, he did it harder compared to like her husband because they were in love. Like, what is your take on
I mean,
men
yeah,
who are in love?
most
Uh-huh.
likely.
Will they do it more intimately softer in comparison
No.
to someone who's not in love with
No,
a
no.
girl?
If I,
Or is it just
it's
preference?
best on the individual. Could I tell you right now, if I'm in a relationship with you, I'm gonna fuck you and make love to you.
Uh-huh.
If we're not in a relationship, I'm just gonna fuck you.
Okay, I just want to
That
make sure if
being
that was
said,
just like
but
a
with
regular
his,
guy.
the big disconnect on this subject is this man is one of those mandingo motherfuckers apparently. So not only did he beat it up, the face of regret is on at like, yo,
The thing
I
is-
couldn't even finish
so,
the interview
yeah, no,
because it was so bad. And just to put this out there, this is a dude like, yo, she did it. And the whole talk was, well, it's only fair because he be fucking with other bitches. Again, this is that polyamorous bullshit where you want to fuck with multiple partners. You make your bed, lay in it.
Yeah.
When it comes to Adam Townsend, I don't feel bad for you. You
Not
played
even a
yourself. Now, you being a public figure, number one, before you were even doing that porn shit, you already know there's a microscope on under you. Now you got another man who
Now
apparently
you have video proof.
who literally destroyed your wife, and she
Bro.
literally said out her mouth how she enjoyed it.
Oh my!
And that's the
goodness.
thing, as men, it's not. Listen,
That
the
was-
reason I don't fuck around with that type of
Break
poly
my heart.
relationship, I don't share. I'm territorial. I don't give a fuck if that man satisfy you better than me. I would not be okay. And this is where men do care about body count with a woman, because it comes to the point, how compatible are we? Because now what's going through his head, and he's even admitted it,
Right.
he's stuck comparing himself to how he pleasures his wife,
Damn.
to how this man just basically knocked down the walls like throwing a hot dog down the hallway. Ain't no
Yeah.
walls on that bitch. Ain't no thread on the tire. This man apparently beat it up. And here's the crazy thing. She chose him. She chose him. And then when he tries to play it off, he's like, yeah, you know, it bothered me. No, dude, we as men, we
Bothers
see it
you
in your
now.
face. We see it in your face. There's a look that us men recognize when a man feels when looks defeated, and that boy was defeated like Napoleon, bro.
Like, no,
Like,
because like,
Rip.
bro,
he's
no one-
butthurt.
I don't think that any sane man with respect for themselves
Facts.
would
Cold.
Yeah.
What is it? Cuckold?
cuckold would enthusiastically talk about his wife getting railed by some other dude
Yeah.
Facts.
and
That's
being
weird.
happy about it.
That's like your man be
Man.
like, yo, Bad Bunny fucked my
Because like,
girl.
yeah,
Like,
'cause
that's
like-
not a flex.
because like the thing is like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, right? The reason why, I mean, ultimately, I don't feel bad for him is because one, he apparently they talked about it already, and he accepted it, right? Like when they were starting it, he at first didn't want her to do it with other men,
And she
but-
kept reassuring.
yeah, and then he was like, you know what?
He didn't keep it real.
I love you. I trust you, baby. You know, I guess you can go have sex with another guy. You know, because like
He
I mean,
didn't want to.
they're having. He wanted to keep his partner happy, and they were already having sex with other women.
Mhm.
So he was getting
Even
his.
the play field.
Yeah, he was getting his. So it's only fair that she gets hers, right? It's only fair that she gets hers, right? I mean, it's literally it's only fair.
I don't
And-
give a fuck about fairness. I care about equality.
Yeah, I mean yeah, that's equality. He
That's
got
not
his.
equality.
He got his. She got hers.
No, it ain't.
That's equality.
That ain't. No, the fuck it
And
ain't.
what would equality be in that situation?
Equality, because that's technically fairness. He got his, so she's only right that she gets hers.
Yeah.
Equality, in my opinion, is yo, while you were fucking those bitches, you were enjoying it. We're equal. I know that sounds misogynistic and fucked up, but it doesn't change the fact that while we were fucking these other bitches,
Yeah.
you were still enjoying it. You
No,
were
but-
getting the same pleasure that I was, even exchange. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But if you ask me what the difference
Yeah,
between
yeah.
fairness and equality, the equality of it is you guys did a little orgy shit. You guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
She got her rocks off. You got your rocks off.
I mean,
Equality.
me personally, yeah,
There was nothing pleasurable.
about it. To
There was
him,
nothing enjoyable
for
to
right?
him.
There's-
And that's where that fairness bullshit comes in.
Hey
'cause
Adam,
you
hey Adam,
suffered.
hey Adam, hey Adam.
You know what
Look,
I'm
this
saying?
is your wife, right? This
You
is your
feel
wife.
it?
Look
And
at
it-
that, bro. Hey, bro,
Dude,
look
let me
at
tell
her, bro.
you, I saw on Twitter.
Damn,
their-
bro,
their
look
wedding-
at that, bro. She's getting that.
I saw their
bro.
wedding post. Like he posted on his Twitter page, you know, like a wedding, a nice wedding photo. And so I'm like, oh, how cute. And then somebody, you know, quoted it saying, y'all check her Twitter page. I went on her Twitter page.
Uh-huh.
The first pinned tweet was a video of her, like,
Getting
you know,
dogged out.
No, just a regular
Yeah.
you know, bra panty. She's bent over and she's like, guys, you know, I'm getting ready to film
Oh,
a
I
video
saw that video.
with the
yeah.
guy. And I'm
And
like,
the guy walks in the frame,
Popping
and,
his
like,
titties.
She was like, oh, look what my husband got for our,
See, I could do it
my,
too.
my
The
wedding guest. Yeah,
drama.
and it's
My
like, I
titties.
wonder what he's gonna give me for anniversary, bro. And it's like, bro, she is literally dragging you through the fucking mud,
Mud.
my guy.
wow.
But
you're-
he signed up for it.
And
But
you
wait,
did. Like,
there's more.
But wait,
There's
more.
Like, dude, like,
Yeah,
and you, but you
fucking
can't
hell,
feel
man.
bad for him because he himself is going on the internet and
Yep.
saying like, oh, it doesn't bother me. He even had the
Well,
interview with his wife. They talked about it. It
lying.
doesn't bother. But
He's lying.
but
and he even
here's the
admitted
thing.
it.
it doesn't. He doesn't have to prove it to anyone, right?
Oh, no.
It's his marriage, right? And there
His
are
marriage,
plenty of
his
people
business.
that'll hop right on his fucking dick and tell
Mhm.
him to people should be able to do what they want in their relationship if they talked about it beforehand.
They need to
Yada
put
yada.
that man on
blah,
suicide
blah, blah.
watch.
But
put
it's
his
like
ass on
it's like,
suicide
come on,
watch.
man. This is the shit that's getting popularized, and people
Mhm.
think they want that shit. And when they
it's not.
fucking do it, they realize it's not okay, bro. I have had the opportunity to have a threesome twice in my life,
You never done it?
Real?
and I have never done it.
I have.
Oh, wait, you had the
it's-
opportunity, but you never done
I
it.
didn't do it.
It's
Oh, wow.
overrated.
The-
It's overrated.
The first time,
For real?
Yeah.
it's for that reason why I haven't done it.
It's
I mean,
overrated.
the first time, at least, I remember I didn't know how to initiate because I
You
think
can't do it with
I-
somebody you like.
bro, I had
Booty, but tell
No,
me
I-
when
I-
you finish, tell
yeah,
your story.
I had just this is my 20th birthday.
Uh-huh.
This is my and I flew out to New York to see this girl that I liked. And
Oh,
I-
you pulled you. Oh, you
Yeah, yeah.
you pulled the. Damn, that's kind of backwards. She flew you out, or you flew
No, I flew
yourself?
myself out. But
Okay.
I was staying at her place though. So
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
room
I'm
and
just
board
saying,
was covered,
because if she
right?
flew you
Yeah.
out, I don't be looking
No,
at
no,
you
no.
like, yo, dog, you just got sneaky linked the
Right.
fuck out.
I
Continue.
mean, shit, free ticket, you know what I'm saying? No, but all right. So went to go see this girl, and I remember we were chilling in her room, smoking and whatever. She invited her friend over.
Mm.
Right? She invited her friend. We're all just laying on her bed. We're all over each other, just smoking, yada yada. I remember they gave each other a look, and then they looked at me. And
Can
and
you
then,
feel
And then I remember
the love tonight?
I remember freezing in place. I was frozen.
You froze
I
up?
froze up.
Aw,
I was frozen.
Oh,
I had
come
no
on,
idea
bro.
what to do, bro.
Boy,
no
you-
idea.
And
And
listen,
man,
you lost in the sauce
no,
at that
bro,
one.
and-
Your
bro,
primal
you're-
instinct
you're
should have kicked in.
Bro, you're telling no, because here's the thing. I really like this girl.
I respect
Yeah,
women.
you
You
no,
were the Ben that
not
was
even respect
basically
that.
you weren't.
I just-
You were still innocent then.
I liked the girl, right?
Uh-huh.
And because I liked the girl so much, in my mind, I was like, damn, I don't think I feel
Does that
okay
make you feel
with,
better?
huh?
Does that make you feel better when you
No,
say that?
not even a little. Not even a little. Not even a little. And I remember
Oh shit,
they left. Like,
boy, you pissed them off. They probably
No, they
had,
did.
like-
They were
probably like, yo,
upset,
we
bro.
brought this nigga in here.
Bro.
We threw ourselves, and this nigga ain't gonna take it.
And
Yo,
you wanna know what
you
they
did a
did?
good thing and a bad thing.
they
You did a good thing and a bad thing.
we
You
were
set the bitches
literally
straight.
all over each other for the entire night, and then at the end of the night, they got up and she left me at her place with her friend. They left,
This is what Ben did.
and what did I do?
Okay.
I cried myself to sleep that night.
What the fuck?
Not like actual
I know,
boo-boo
but
tears,
what
but
the-
like yeah.
Listen.
I was like, oh my god,
Boy, you tripping,
Man,
dog.
what's so
I say
Yeah.
it's overrated, but
no, but here's the thing.
I get you.
And looking back on it, I'm glad that it didn't happen because I believe that threesomes really are overrated.
What was the second
Like,
time?
The second time was it was with like these friend girls that I had, and I
Mhm.
remember we were at one of the friends' house or place. We were at her place,
Mhm.
and at one point we were just all in the bed, just fucking wrestling with each other, like wrestling and like tickling each other and shit.
What type of kid shit
Yeah.
is this?
Nah.
You ever seen the movie Kids? No. Oh, you guys got.
So yeah, we were just like, and you know, it was another instance where everyone just kind of exchanged the look.
Nah,
and
you
then-
froze up again.
No. I that time I didn't freeze up. That time I didn't freeze up.
Again?
Should have slipped out the
that time
salami.
I
like, yo,
didn't
play
freeze
with
up.
it.
At that point, I was like, nah, because the girls that were
Mhm.
a part of it, one of them I was already hooking up with, and the other one, I didn't find her attractive, right? I didn't
Okay.
like her
Mhm.
like that. So I mean, she wasn't ugly. By no means was she ugly.
It's just not your type.
Yeah, she just wasn't. And I was like,
Nah, that's
you
fair.
know, and I was like, I see where this is going, but I'm not about to lean it over the edge because ultimately, I was the catalyst, and I was like, you know what, nah. And so we left for the orange juice, and we left for the night.
Mm.
And so those are the two instances where I almost had a threesome. And
Wow.
looking back on it, I'm glad it didn't happen because honestly, you know, and people will disagree with
Cop
me.
block and saved my
Yeah,
life.
People disagree with me, but I think that sex is exhausting.
You're
It's-
on your own,
no,
homie.
Listen, it is.
Listen, look over here. You love you, dog. I don't give a fuck how exhausting it is. My back is fucked up right now. I had 4 injections. I will throw out my back every single time. I don't care. I am the sacrificial lamb. I will break my body. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care. I can have fucking one leg.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll look like a fish out of water. I don't care how exhausting. You are on your own on that one.
No,
It's your opinion.
and
I don't give a fuck how exhausting it is. I will put in the work every single fucking time.
So it's not like I'm saying that I won't put in the work.
You said it's exhausting.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like a nigga who taps out.
It could be exhausting.
Want to know what else is
exhausting?
exhausting? Go to the gym, but you don't fucking get these for free. You know what I'm saying?
My facial expression says it all.
You don't get these for free. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It is exhausting, and even though it's a fantasy, I will allow it to remain a fantasy because a piece of me, I don't want to have a threesome, and then any sexual experience I have with one person be ruined.
Okay.
That's my fear.
Okay.
Having a threesome and then going back to sleeping with one person and going
Face your fears.
and then going, damn,
this
I could be fucking a second.
Whoa,
fish
whoa,
right now.
whoa, whoa! Hey, yo! I caught that.
Oh my bad.
What?
I could be sucking a dick right now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That's what we're
Damn,
doing.
yeah.
Yo, I'm sorry.
Damn.
I caught that.
I'm
You ain't
fucking
getting
this.
off that
I'm
easy.
fucking this bitch. I could be sucking a dick right now. This is some bullshit.
I didn't say that. I just caught it.
No, but yeah, that's my fear. So I'm glad because again,
It's your thing. If
no,
it's not, it's not.
I prefer intimacy, right? I'm
Okay.
you know,
not intimacy. You value personal.
Yeah, I value monogamy. Right?
Okay.
It is. I get it. It's exciting. Like, damn, 2 bitches at the same time. Let's fucking go. Right? It's exciting. It's fun. Me personally, I prefer monogamy. I feel like I get more pleasure out of it than the idea of being with another or like with more than one woman, right? And at the same time, I wouldn't want to have a threesome, thinking it's gonna be this awesome thing, and it fucking sucks. So I'm gonna let it stay in the realm of fantasy.
Speaking of
You
which,
know what I'm saying?
I would like to hear your story.
About what?
So that's Sir Daniel's take on menage a trois.
Menage a trois. Speaking of your menage a trois, you said that it was bad.
I didn't say it was bad.
Or
I
what
said
did
it's
you say?
overrated.
Oh, overrated. Why was it overrated?
Because it's just sex. It's not. No. But
2
I mean,
seconds ago, you were like,
I will blow my back. I'm gonna put in all the effort.
You're damn right. When I say it's overrated,
No, 2 seconds
okay.
ago.
No, I still have that same energy. This nigga. When I say it's overrated, to me, in my opinion, it's nothing to brag about.
Okay.
It's nothing to brag about. Now that doesn't take
I
away
mean, because you
I
had
don't give a
it.
fuck.
You had it. You had it.
You were
Fair
right.
enough.
Yeah.
However, it's nothing to brag about it because to me, it's like that doesn't make me any cooler.
Look
It
at this guy.
doesn't.
Look at this guy.
It doesn't.
Piece of shit over here, dog. Bro, I can imagine he go to his boys. Yeah, I fucked 2 bitches. Man.
It was with 2 girls?
Yeah.
Okay. I could have been with a
He
girl
was
like,
shaking his
"Ah."
head. He was shaking. He was like, no.
What the fuck you mean? It was too.
I was just,
Listen,
Hey, bro.
Some guys-
Linda, honey, listen.
listen.
Ain't no way on God's green earth that I'm gonna get down with another male. I am
No,
that
I
friend
mean-
who messes it up.
It's
meaning
not gay if it's a 3-way.
I don't care. The bullshit. I will say this. For how your trizzies happen.
Yeah.
If I can't go first, I don't go at all.
wait,
I
because
will
there's
fuck it up for everybody
there are
else.
guys that like with their homies and then man, this girl's hot
Those
as
ain't
fuck
guys.
and she wants to fuck both of us and then
One at a time.
It's 2 best friends and a girl.
I don't give a damn. You can be
how do
family.
you
You could be. Listen,
how do you
Not-
think about that?
No,
I've
I
been
mean,
in those
I-
situations where I
honestly-
heard how awkward shit got
Yeah.
because we did a show with Pitbull, right? This is years ago. We did it in Fort Myers, and my man's at the time with my brother's man's pulled this same chick. They go in the bathroom. Dude's getting to work. You know how it is, yo. We young niggas
Yeah.
is listening in. And what took place was we hear clapping, we hear her gargling. And then out of nowhere, it's like, stop looking at me, dog. Stop looking at me, dog. I'm not. And you hear the chick, "Ooh," like, and I'm
Bro,
just like, you see,
here's the
in
thing.
those situations,
Yeah.
I would never be in.
Here's the thing with my homies,
man.
I don't give a
even though
fuck.
I don't actually see myself doing it, if I was with my homies nigga, eye contact don't mean a thing to me, bro. Not
You
gonna
on your
lie.
own.
No, I mean, not gonna lie. No, it's not like extended eye contact. It's not gonna be like, No, but if it's like,
Oh
if I'm like, if we're like, we're mad dogging this chick, and then we look up and we share a glance, we're like, yeah, we're just like,
you on your own. No. Listen,
back to it.
Listen,
But again,
Nope.
that's not really my vibe. I don't see
hope not.
myself spit roasting a chick with one of my friends.
Ain't no way.
But if it were to ever happen, I wouldn't be like,
Ain't no way, boy.
no, man, I ain't gay,
Nah,
bro.
I just listen.
I ain't gay,
Me personally,
bro.
I'm not doing that.
That's fair.
You can say whatever
Yeah.
you want. You can say
No.
that.
You did it once and you won't do it again. Like the.
I've never done it with another man. I only
No,
done it with,
I meant sorry. I meant
No.
the regular three.
No.
three-way.
Oh, would I do it again?
No judgment.
Would I do it
in
again?
specific
What do you mean, no
circumstances.
judgment?
That you wouldn't do that.
I don't
With
give
a
a
man?
fuck. I have to live with that. No.
Yeah, that's
No?
why I say
Okay.
no judgment.
Well, there's judgment here. So
Okay, so
No,
then
I-
two women in the future.
Okay,
you know.
I think he's misunderstanding what I'm saying.
no, I get what you're saying. I'm just basically keeping it 100.
I'm not judging you if you don't
Um,
want to do it.
Shit, I don't give a
With
fuck.
you,
Yeah, huh?
with a girl.
No,
What?
never.
I feel like that was your
wait,
tone.
Are you trying to do an introduction?
Huh? Yeah.
Talking shit.
Yeah,
So-
you know what I'm saying? Coming through, not playing.
So back to okay. The reason why I say it's nothing to brag about,
yeah.
Okay.
my experience, it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it.
Oh fuck it, let's go
But-
in.
You also have to be careful who you do it with. And the reason why I say you have to be careful with who you do it with is if your partner is not mentally prepared for that, it will go down.
Wait, but
Wrong.
you weren't
Oh,
partners
yeah,
with
no.
one of the girls,
Well,
right?
yes.
Oh, you
So
were.
The person I was dealing with, she invited that shit. That was her friend. She set it off. I didn't set it off. Mind you, I'm young. Hey, listen, play ball.
Yeah.
If there's grass on the field, they say to
Yeah.
play. That doesn't mean for age because I'm against that shit. That's some rapist shit. But for you, whatever you call it, pedophile shit. It was just, you brought your homegirl over. Niggas is, we're together, kissing out. Friend, I feel left out. Well, come in and join. I didn't say that shit. You said that shit. I'm a man at the end of the day. I'm going to do what I do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Here's why I say be careful who you do it with because you got to be mentally prepared. You're telling me during all this craziness, you literally counted how long I was inside of her versus you?
She did.
And you had but you
Oh,
set it off.
man.
That's why I said,
baby, this is the new pussy.
You feel me?
Baby,
Like,
I got
yo,
yours every night. I
but
wanna
that's
see
just,
what
that
this
just
is
tells
about.
you, not all women, but how crazy
Babe.
Shorty is.
Oh yeah.
You,
I feel her.
you.
Yeah.
Babe,
I'm just
be
kidding.
cool, babe.
Because
I'm
it's
just
like,
kidding,
Come
I'm kidding,
on,
I'm
this is
kidding.
I
the
know,
new
but
pussy.
what I'm saying,
babe.
no,
Come
it's not
on.
even about that.
Wouldn't
It's
you want to
just
ride the new dick
like
more, babe? Come on.
if you change positions on me, yo, I'm gonna do what I do. It don't matter. It doesn't mean I don't like you any less or I like her more. It
Yeah.
just is what it is. The fact that during all this chaos that we're getting down, you literally, while she's doing her thing with her tongue on you, are watching me, and you're counting how long. That to me is absurd. Now, would I do it again? Is the question. I'm a man. At the end of the day, am I
Oh
gonna?
yes.
Yes, of course. But am I gonna work for it? Am I gonna push for it?
Okay.
No, because I feel him when to say it. It's a lot better when it's one-on-one. Now, a lot of dudes are, I slept with.
It was a lot of work. Like
Yeah,
dealing
because-
with two people.
Hell yeah, because
Okay.
the pressure's on. The
Yeah.
pressure is on. And when I say the pressure's on, like there could be, not to go too much in details,
I'm coming.
but
2 pumps.
you gotta, especially if the girl is one, you gotta trust your friend. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a person who doesn't like Jimmy hats,
Yeah.
you gotta wear a Jimmy hat. And here's the thing for the women, they take all the risks because you're going in one woman, taking that same rubber and going into the next chick.
Ooh,
That's
yeah.
something that you guys got to consider. I don't have the problem because I got the Jimmy hat. I'm good to go. Let's go, Teflon. But for the most part, there's a lot of dudes who think they're more of a man because they did that shit. I never bragged about it, nor will I ever brag about it because to me, in my opinion, it's just sex. Am I like that now? No, because I'm more reserved. I know what I like.
Yeah.
We all have dabbled into things and done things. Except with the homeboy, I just know I ain't doing that. It's just not my thing. No disrespect to those who do that.
No judgment.
That there's judgment from me. I ain't doing that shit. Because the reason I say that is I am not going to look at my man's while he's rock hard. It ain't happening. That's the image I'm not putting in my head. That's not an image or a situation I'm putting myself in. No Eiffel Tower woman together. And for another reason why is if you ever gotten real freaky, your skin is real thin from where your asshole is to where your cooch is.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm not talking double penetration.
I know, but even then, that's another reason I wouldn't do it, because to me, it's just it's not my thing. I can't. Personally,
I knew a guy that did it with one of his buddies and a girl, and so
that new movie with Zendaya. Where she's a tennis player, they run a train on her, and she ends up. And that's another thing.
You see the reaction video with Tom Holland? I was like, oh man.
Well, here's the crazy part. Before we get your final thoughts, what ends up happening is somebody always falls in love, right? So imagine you get down with this chick, and your boy wifes her up. That friendship will be ruined. That friendship will be ruined because you marry the chick, you wife her up, and that I was inside your wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to share that with nobody. Like,
no, but let me tell you, because I knew a guy that had a 3-way with one of his buddies and a girl, and so he straight up told me, he's like, oh yeah, whenever like that happens, we just think of the girl like as a rag doll, like she's just like whatever. And I'm like,
somebody always listen. It's like going to a strip club. You're gonna have that one friend who really likes the bitch. But final thoughts on Lena the Plug, Lena the Plug, Adam 22's wife.
Oh yeah.
What are your final thoughts about that situation? Do you feel he played himself? Do you feel that what I'm saying, it is what it is, or you think?
Honestly, I think that when it comes to two people in a marriage or a serious relationship, and when it comes to talks of, oh, let's try to like spice up things in the bedroom and sleep with other people or whatever the case may be, to each their own, because one size does not fit all. Let me tell you. And I would not want to be in that situation.
One size does not fit all. Fair enough. Ben, final thoughts.
So he definitely did play himself, but he also put himself in a situation where he's just kind of free from, any meaningful scrutiny, because
he on the platter.
No, I mean, because he came out with his wife there, and he said that, I accept it for what it is. Now, people are definitely still going to come at him, but he has the ability to go like, nah, it doesn't bother me, and people will be more inclined to believe him, even though like we're all like, yeah, right.
The real ones know. But
people will be more inclined to believe him and defend him because he said that he spoke about it with his wife and they came to the agreement. Now, you can't really speak.
Make your bed,
I mean, but you can't really speak on how people run their relationships. That's what it is at the end of the day.
Facts.
So, I believe he fucking played himself.
Well, my final thoughts.
And
I have to agree with you.
What's her name?
Lena the Plug.
Lena the Plug.
My final thoughts on it. Listen, bro. Make your bed, you lay in it. You want to share your wife? Understand. To me, put that boy on suicide watch. I don't even think your marriage is going to last. Because imagine, and I think both male and females, if you were to think about your partner being with another person or having sexual experiences with another person, it would drive you nuts. Because it's like buying a new,
crazy.
Yeah, you can't buy a new car and not compare it to your old car. Subconsciously, you're going to think about the new car having features that your old car didn't. And it's the same thing with your partner. You do not want to be in a place where it's like, damn, I watched my partner get fucked by another person. I don't want to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with that. So with that being said, guys, if that's how he wants to live his life, teach his own. But as a man, I'm not sharing what I work for, what I put in work for, and what I provide and protect.
I think it's fake.
So with that being said, guys, Nate, tell them where they can find you.
Look, there he is. There's Adam right here.
Sorry, we're looking at stuff that we cannot show here on the internet. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, you can find me. My first name, Natalie. two
Mhm.
I's, two E's,
Damn, is
underscore
this-
01
is-
on Instagram.
Is this fucking her pregnant? That is
Oh no!
Ben, where can they find
way.
you?
Sorry.
Oh,
we're
you
getting
can you can
distracted.
find me as Sir Zaniel Ben on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. all that
And
good
it's
stuff.
your gearhead Logic himself, yo. You can find me at Logic142 at Instagram. Make sure if this is your first time, you hit
Say
that
bye.
like and subscribe button. As you can see, they're deep into it. They're definitely gonna be looking at more images. And as you know, this has been one thing for sure.
Two things for certain, baby.
Oh.
We out of here.
Woo, woo.